Hi, everybody. Pat Moody with another edition of Moody on the Move, taking you across the region to interesting businesses, organizations, and people throughout Michigan's great Southwest. And delighted to share the stage today with Matt Swab and the Swab Agency at Farm Bureau Insurance. Moody on the Move is made possible by our good friends at Campbell Ford in Niles, where they promise the best line is always at the state line. And remember, you can also watch again anytime online at moodyonthemove.com. There's a recent buzzword in the realm of social media that's been coined as doom scrolling. You scan your phone for the latest news across the world and are met with stories of floods and fires, hurricanes and earthquakes and more, stories of crashes and break-ins and worse. The good news is that one call can start you on the road to peace of mind when you make that call to this guy. This is Matt Swab, ladies and gentlemen, from Farm Bureau Insurance. Matt, tell us about how you got started in this career and the great connections you're building along that road to victory.
Yeah, and thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here. I got started into the insurance industry coming from prior career of law enforcement and military, actually. So I served 4 years in the U.S. Navy and then transitioned right into law enforcement and really enjoyed the aspect of serving others, being involved in the community I was living in at that point in time, and ran a canine actually. And when my dog got medically retired, I started looking for other career venues. I just felt something was pulling me away, and quickly found within the sales career Farm Bureau Insurance. Started learning about insurance, learning how I could be a pillar of the community, serve and give back and volunteer and build relationships. Just wasn't going to shots fired calls or things like that as a law enforcement officer anymore. So I know the family was happy there. And really Southwest Michigan, we used to wrestle against Stevensville Lakeshore when I was growing up. That's really what drew our interest here, the lake and the beautiful surrounding and the great communities out here. So prior service in law enforcement, military, continuing the service in the insurance industry, and settling my family out here in Southwest Michigan. It's been amazing. Excellent.
Well, you've done a remarkable job at a relatively short period of time to build the relationships here in the community. But some people probably think to themselves, yeah, but Matt, I don't even own a farm. Farm Bureau Insurance?
Yeah, and I do get that a lot. I don't have a farm, so there's no way you can help us. And even myself, when I first started the career with Farm Bureau, thought that was the one way or no way. Pleasantly surprised that we're actually very competitive across our commercial lines, which is any type of business policy, and your personal lines. Your home, auto, things like that. So when I moved out here about 4 years ago in Southwest Michigan, we only had about 11% of the market share. And we're very competitively priced. So we've been gaining on the home and auto side very quickly, and serving the local community in doing so.
Outstanding. But you're also piecing together a great reputation as a community builder, as you talked earlier, and your goal to do that kind of work and working with assisting local teams and causes and organizations. What gets your engine running when you stop and think about those things?
Yeah, definitely serving the community is my number one priority. This career has been so amazing in allowing me to do that. I coach the high school wrestling team at Stevensville Lakeshore. My son is a junior this year in the fall, coming off a great season. So this career allows me to give time back in that regard. We also sponsor, multiple school districts all across Southwest Michigan, sports teams, DECA teams. Obviously, we had the fair this week, so that's going to be a huge contributing factor there that we try to take part in for our clients' children and raising and showing their farm animals. The model we have is that I go be really busy in the community, very active, and kind of revolve really around my children. That's a great joy to do so. And then that drives business back to the team. And I couldn't do it without my team. I mean, there is no way any of this could be possible without my wife, Marissa, Tammy, our office manager, Emily and Lissa, and customer service, and Carrie, who handles all my new business process there. Without them, none of this stuff would be getting done.
So, takes a village, right?
It truly does. Yes, sir.
You also bring a unique blend of products to the table. Talk about some of those unique things that you have, like your youthful driver program and stuff like that.
Yeah. So you mentioned the youthful driving status. We are very competitive when you get youngsters on your policies. I started with another carrier prior to Farm Bureau and just found that anytime a 16-year-old was added to the policy, it was not good, and thankfully on this side, Farm Bureau has amazing rates for youthful drivers. So anytime you have a 16-year-old getting added, or you do have some youngsters on the policy and you're seeing, rates are a little bit high, we'd love to talk to you there. Commercial lines, I mentioned that a little bit earlier. Most carriers are taking increases right now, but we've actually taken a 17% decrease over the last 2 years on workers' compensation. We're really trying to target the contractors, and I know that's a pain point for them and their overhead. So we'd love to help out there with the workers' compensation policies. And then Farm Bureau actually just rolled out a few new specific packages for wineries, breweries, and restaurants. We're very competitive there and have great coverage. So those will be the three types that I will be looking for the next few years here, just doubling down on those things.
And one of the nice things about Southwest Michigan is that we don't face a lot of those huge natural disaster types of things. And talk a little bit about how Farm Bureau, has that tight pool as opposed to paying a penalty for being a part of the larger.
Yes, sir. It has been nice. Hearing your opening with the earthquakes and all the things, thank goodness we don't have to deal with that here. You do get some wind or hail, especially in Southwest Michigan, but that's really about it. With Farm Bureau, they are a local presence, so even just me as the agent here in Southwest Michigan, you have claims adjusters, where their kids actually go to school with my kids. You got farm underwriters who are down in the South County. You have Farm Bureau personnel, either agent or staff, working in your community, no matter where you live across the state, and they have it regionalized for that. We really want the mom and pop feel. Especially in a transactional world that we live in. We want to sit down at your kitchen table. If you allow us, we also do the other things too.
Come to the office.
Yep, that's right, but we really want to have a local presence for our clients across the state of Michigan.
So, Matt, congratulations, too, that you're a recent addition to the 40 under 40, indicating that you're doing a pretty good job of establishing yourself here in the region.
Yeah, thank you very much. That's an honor to be a part of that list. This year's class is phenomenal, and not being from this area, doing a lot of research on the private classes and the tradition behind it, it's just super grateful to be even included in it.
Excellent. Well, you can find Matt and the Swab Agency in their offices at 9845 Red Earl Highway in Bridgman, online at swabagency.com, or by simply picking up the phone right now if you want. Schedule an appointment at 269-465-6400. Start giving your family peace of mind with Matt Swab and Farm Bureau Insurance by your side. That's it for this episode of Moody on the Move. Remember, you can watch this or any other edition of Moody on the Move anytime online at moodyonthemove.com. It's all made possible by our good friends at Campbell Ford in Niles, where they promise the best line is always at the state line. Our thanks as well to Ryan Cheevers and his team at Little Red Fern Productions, who make it possible to share these great stories with you month after month. And we'll see you next time that we take Moody on the Move.